guys, and welcome to my channel. So I decided that it may be time to do some different types of videos here on my channel. Recently, let me get a little relaxed. Okay, so recently I've been getting some comments from you guys saying that you would love for me to do more personable videos, meaning videos where you guys actually get to know me, where more of my off-camera personality, I guess, shows through, where it's not just Samantha Vega makeup. You're actually getting to know Samantha, you know what I mean? So I thought about it for a while and I was like, yeah, that is a really good idea. I would love to do more videos because I really don't do like tag videos or like story time videos like what we're about to do today. And I don't do much things like that because I'm more of a reserved person. I feel like I have a personality here on this channel, but it's not as vibrant, I guess, as my personality off camera. But I really wanted... Are you kidding? My battery is dying like right now as I get into this. 1 second. Okay, I am back and I switched up my angle. I didn't really like where I was sitting, but anyway, so the point is that I decided that it would definitely be a good idea to just do more fun videos outside of the makeup videos and just come on here and talk to you guys, because I feel like I'm closer to you guys than I am to some people that I see in real life. So I was thinking about what video I should do, and I was really thinking hard about this because I'm like, I don't want to just get on here and just talk about anything, but I still want to talk about something that is interesting and a funny story, and it's kind of funny and sad at the same time. Sad is empathetic, and I figured let's talk about my worst date that I've ever gone on in life. And this story I cannot make up. Wow. So let's get it started. The story starts out as my cousin was dating a guy at the time. This is probably like 6 or 7 years ago. My cousin was dating this guy and he had a really close friend that was obsessed with me, and yeah, like really had the biggest crush on me. And for years, at least like 2 years, he was trying to talk to me and trying to take me out on a date or trying to get me to be his girlfriend or whatever the case may be. And what are we gonna call him? We're gonna call him Dave. Let's just call him Dave. Dave obviously isn't his real name, but we're just gonna call him Dave, okay? So Dave really had a big crush on me and would not stop asking my cousin's boyfriend about me, wouldn't stop writing me on Facebook, leaving comments on my pictures. This is when like Facebook was really popping, and he would not stop. Like it got to the point where I was telling my cousin, like, this is ridiculous, he needs to stop. But we would joke about it, like talk about him, like when we were together. I'm like, oh my god, he's so corny. Like he keeps trying to like talk to you and you don't like him, blah blah blah. And he's from a part of the city, if you guys don't know, I live in Philly. And he's not from Philly. He lives in another city, like on the outskirts of Philly. And I'm going to keep that anonymous because for all I know, he could be watching this still. I don't like him. I don't like anything about him. Like, he's not my style. He's coming on too strong. He's like super corny. No, like, I'm not interested. You're good. Like, stay over there, homeboy. Like, I'm good. And he would not let up. So finally she just kept like, please just go out with him because he will not stop talking about you. Like, he will not stop asking my boyfriend about you. He asked me about you. Can you just please just go out with him one time and just get it over with? I'm like, okay, fine. I don't know why I thought that going out with him one time would solve anything. So he hits me up. Like, I told her she could give him my number or whatever. I honestly don't remember for sure if that's how he got my number. All I know is that he had my number. He hits me up and he's like, yeah, so when are we gonna hang out, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, we could go out to eat or whatever. And he's like, okay, well, you could come around my way. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. What do you mean I could come around your way? Like, are you saying like you want me to come out there and we're gonna go out to eat out there? He's like, no, we could go to the mall. There's a huge mall like not too far from where he lives. And He's like, we could go to one of the restaurants in the mall. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So how about you, are you gonna pick me up, or if the case may be? He's like, no, like you'd have to come pick me up. And I'm like, okay, fine, now I have to pick him up. So he literally lives like 45 minutes to almost an hour away from me. So I drive to go pick him up. It was super awkward because we have nothing in common. We're from two completely different parts of the city, two completely different backgrounds, and it's just kind of like, okay, I low-key feel like you just want to go out with me because you're attracted to me, but it's like, besides that, it's really nothing to talk about. And I'm like, oh, I just instantly regret it. Like the moment he got in the car and we're driving and it's dead silence, it ain't nothing to talk about. And when I try to open up conversation, he's like, yeah, man, you know, like, man, like talking just so slow and drawn out. And I'm like, oh, he's high. Okay, that's great. Just gonna go on the first date high. Wow. You really know how to show a girl a good time. We get to the restaurant and I'm looking down on my phone waiting for the little buzz thing to go off. It eventually goes off, and to show you how out of the date I was, like I just was absent-minded, I didn't even realize that homeboy dipped off, and I look up and I don't know where he is. I'm like, okay, where did he go? Don't know. And I look up, I'm looking around, and mind you, the restaurant is connected to the mall. So I go to the side of me and tap the lead. I'm like, excuse me, did you happen to see where the guy I was with went? She's like, I think he went out into the mall. And I'm like, okay, maybe he had to answer the phone, don't know. So I go to the hostess and like, listen, give me like 5 minutes, I gotta find the guy that I'm here with. Is it possible you could just hold our table really quick? She's like, okay, sure. So I go out into the mall. I go out into the mall to find him, and I walk about maybe 5 or 10 feet from the door and turn the corner, and I see him hemmed up on the wall by this 4'11" little girl. She obviously was a grown-ass woman. We all were grown, and she was just short. She's like really, really short. Such a cute girl, mind you. She's very, very pretty. Super short, and she has him like up on the wall, and she's like yelling like, I can't believe you do this, how dare you do this to me, blah blah blah, what about your son, what about your son, you have a kid? Wow, okay. And obviously by the looks of it, you have a girlfriend too. And finally I kind of step out of the shadow, I guess, if you will, to make my presence known, and she sees me, but she doesn't really acknowledge me. He sees me and he starts walking away from her and walking towards the exits to the mall. And I'm sitting there like, okay, well, what the is going on? Like, for real, like, what's going on? And I'm kind of like concerned, but also amused, because I'm like, typical. This is exactly why I did not want to go out with you in the first place, because look at this. Like, we haven't even sat down to eat and it's already drama. And she continues to yell at him, and she's like, oh, you're walking away from me. If you walk away, like, you're never going to see your son again, and yada yada yada. And he's like, come on, man, like, you drawing, whatever, like, you really doing the most right now, like, you OD, da 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 da. Just everything that you could say to somebody that they were overreacting, he's saying to her. And she's like, oh, I'm overreacting. Oh, I'll really be overreacting when you can't see your son. And it was just really funny because she's talks extremely proper and he's straight like hood, I guess. And she's like, Dave, oh yeah, we're calling him Dave. Yeah, Dave, don't walk away from me, Dave. Like, you'll never see your son again. Don't do this. Don't do this. Like, if you do that, like, you're never gonna see your son. And I'm standing there and I'm like, whoa, okay. So I don't know why I stood there for so long. I really don't know, because I feel like looking back on it now, me now would have seen that and wouldn't even let them know that I saw it. I would have gotten in my car and just drove away. But curiosity really got the best of me. Like, I really wanted to see what the hell was going on. So he's like, come on, we out. I'm like, and she's like, no, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. She jumps in between us and she's like, do you know that he was sucking my last night? Like, he was just with me last night. I hope you didn't kiss him because that's my lips. And I'm like, oh, wow. Wow, this escalated very quickly. It went from you're never going to see your son again to lips. Like, this was just way too much for me. Like, just way too much. And at that point, I'm kind of annoyed because I'm just like, okay, and like, I don't care about that. And I really wanted to say something to hurt his feelings. So the only thing I could think of at the moment, it was like, I just turned to her and I was like, okay, that's cool. Well, one, I didn't kiss him, and two, to be honest with you, girl, I'm just here for the free meal. Like, I don't care. I don't know what's going on, but I wish you the best. And I turned around and I was like, you know what, Dave, I'm leaving. This is foolishness. This is absolutely complete foolishness. One, I had to pick you up. Two, I'm hungry as hell. Didn't eat all day, not gonna get no meal, and now your baby mom is telling me that you was sucking her last night. Thank God I didn't kiss you. I was never going to kiss you anyway, but thank God I didn't. Like, in some desperate moment, if I did, I would have lips. So I get in my car and I turn the car on, and it was cold. I think it was starting to get cold outside, so it was probably like October, like September, October. And I turn the car on, and the first thing I'm trying to do is call my cousin to tell her what the hell just happened to me. I'm just sitting there, you know, texting, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, you would not believe, because I called her and she didn't answer. So I'm like, oh, she's probably at work. So I go to reverse out of my parking spot to take my ass home. And all of a sudden, my passenger door, I look to the right, and my passenger door swung open, and he's hopping in my car. And he's like, no, I'm leaving with you. Like, you see where I want to be. I don't want to be with her. Like, I'm going to leave with you. And I'm like, you need to exit my car. And he wouldn't get out. He's like, no, I'm leaving with you. And she's like standing in front of my car now. And she's like, oh, you're going to leave with her? You're going to leave with her? Okay. All of a sudden, I see that her car was parked adjacent from us the whole time, and now I'm putting two and two together that she was following us here the entire time, and he would not get out. And I was like, okay, well, what's going, like, I'm leaving, so I'm going home. He's like, all right, well, just drop me off. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll drop you off. So I'm driving, and of course she starts following us. So he's telling me all the back ways to go to try to lose her, and I feel like I'm like in some high-speed chase, like flooring it in my little old car, and I'm trying to get him away from her and away from me. So long story short, we finally get to where he wanted me to drop him off to, which was not where I picked him up from. So I don't know what he did for a living. I'm just gonna insinuate that it was something illegal, based on the fact that when he got out of the car, she got out too and was like, oh really, you left with her? I'm gonna call the police and tell them what's going on here. I'm gonna call them and tell them what's going on in this house. And I'm like, what's going on in this house? I don't know, and I don't want to be a part of it. I gotta get out of here. And I just pull off, not knowing where I am, where I'm going, and I had to just get away. So I just pull off, and I parked maybe 4 or 5 blocks up to use my phone to GPS my way back home. And my phone is literally on 2%. And I'm just like, are you kidding? I don't know where I am. I don't know how to get back home. And my phone is on 2%. I finally got to like a main road, and then my phone ended up dying when I got to the main road, but I still needed to get to another road that would get me back on the expressway to get back home, because my GPS initially took me a back way to get to his house to cut out all the traffic, but I'm like, I don't know this back way. If I could just get to that main road to get me on the expressway, like, I'll be good. So I ended up, after like 20 minutes of driving blind, and it's dead of night now, it's dark as hell, and I don't know where I'm at. Like, it took me about 20 minutes to find that second main road that I needed to get back on the expressway. And I finally got home, and I ended up calling my cousin and telling her this exact same story, and we were cracking up. Like, I had to laugh from being pissed, because I'm like, you told me to go out with him and everything would just be okay and he would leave me alone, and this is what happened. Like, I had to drive 45 freaking minutes out of my way to go pick this loser up, and didn't even get a meal. Like, I did not even get a meal out of this whole situation. I got told that I had lips because he was sucking her the night before. Wow, this is not what I signed up for. Like, that was absolutely the worst date that I've ever been on. I have another one, but that will be a part 2. If you guys liked this video, let me know and I'll tell you the part 2 to another date that wasn't as bad as this, but it still was kind of like So I'm gonna end the video here. I feel like it's been long enough. I feel like my viewfinder says that I've been talking for about 30 minutes, so we're just gonna end it here. And I hope you guys liked this story time video. If you did like this video, please rate it a thumbs up so I'll know that you would like me to do more videos like this. Also, if you have any suggestions on videos that you would like me to do in the future, like any topics that you would like to see me talk about, or any particular story time videos that you're wondering if I have a story for that, then drop a comment below. Also, a friend of mine and I decided to kind of do like a dating video from a guy's perspective and from a girl's perspective. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing, then also leave a comment down below, or again, thumbs up this video so I know that that's something that you're interested in seeing, and we will do that for you guys. But until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.